strong player.
That was one of his big splashes in the Western scene, and that's one of the things you have to do, unfortunately. If you're not from NA, you have to make it to NA and leave an impression, because if you're talking about sets and placements from regions that are underrepresented, like for example Australia, great people, great region, but if they can't land and do the same here, then unfortunately it can't really go that far. So we're gonna have Ling and Aperture start off right now on Battlefield. We're gonna see whether or not Ling can close it out. Okay, he's very cerebral, very patient. The mind games that he plays and the conditioning that he does might have some trouble with Aperture, only because Sonic, right, kind of plays his own game against you.
Exactly, and Aperture is a very, very cerebral player himself. He's very movement-based. He's very, very quick.
This will be a game of chess, because at the same time, like, a lot of the confirms that they get and the things that they earn through the matchup are based on either reads or anticipating what they're going to do before they do.
Now currently just getting these spin dash up airs, spin dash back airs coming out from Aperture, just anti-airing Ling constantly. Ling hasn't really been able to find his footing so far. The Peach down air, River Dance, not really finding its mark.
Yeah, and right here we're going to see a lot of trouble from Ling in the sense that he will not be able to close down and nab Aperture, because Ling excels in the ground and right above it with his float canceling. His movement is one of beauty when we've seen it in action.
That said though, it definitely feels like he's just being outpaced by Aperture at the moment.
Yeah, out of his experiences in New England, he's definitely gone against Craftus a few times, and meaning sometimes even in sets or in his advantage, it is one of the matches that Ling does struggle with, of course, as a Peach player.
And of course, Craftus and Aperture are very, very different Sonics. The way that they kind of approach the matchups. Aperture is very much focused on this kind of spin dash movement tech. Meanwhile, Craftus, he has a lot of tricks up his sleeve. He's all about
very technical. The footstools that he gets from Spring Ride, all the things that he gets down low off the stage that can gimp you, that's all Craftus's game.
Yes.
While on the other hand, you have like the more aggressive Sonics like 6WX, and that's where you really see Sonic's kit shine when it's in your face. And that's what I love about the character, because you can see so many. That was beautiful.
Yes.
That up air.
Excellent up air. That would have sealed his stock had he not gone for that up air.
Yeah, so on reaction, he up aired that spring, which would have probably spiked into the stage, which could have at least given him a text option. But he did away with all that by just doing a quick up air rainbow.
I know, I like this from Aperture. He's being very, very patient, not committing too hard.
He doesn't need to go in. Okay, so he's searching for that up air, but I think I see a little bit of SDI from Ling and getting out of those up airs. It's not exactly always guaranteed after that first hit. You can get out of it. So we will be looking for that, but a back air seals the deal.
Yes. Very, very nice coming out from Aperture. Now this is a pretty substantial lead for him as well. All right, that was an excellent neutral coming out from Ling. He needs to, I feel, land with a few more of those, because they're a big kind of walling hitbox that'll help against the spin dash.
But unless Sonic is under him or within grab range, which is, if you've noticed, not the case for most of this match, Ling is disabled from doing many of the tricks that he's known to do.
Oh, absolutely.
So
that is the thing with Sonic. He kind of disables a lot of your neutral options a lot of the time, because he's so good at that long range with punishing.
Yeah, he'll get out when he needs to, and that's a problem, because Peach needs you in front of her, because you can get grab right Peach and end up at 50 off of one grab very easily.
And the down air as well applies so much pressure, but if Aperture is playing within the range where he can't really get hit by that down air, then exactly, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, so fair does matter right there. We do see Ling bring out the very notable fair from Peach, which hits like a truck even from just a tiny little crown. But hunting for those puts you in a very precarious position, only because it's such a commitment.
That it is. Very slow telegraph move as well. As good as it is.
Yeah, and Aperture's playing the long game. He's just keeping control of the stage, hitting backers when he needs to, going away when he needs to, and that safety that you see right there from Spring Ride will benefit him in the long run.
Oh, spiked right down, but into the stage. Ling living to see the next day.
And I think Ling almost anticipated that, because he did throw out a fair, but it wasn't active by the time that he was there, and there it was.
Finally getting the fair stop at 102% deficit. He's going to need to make a lot of work to make his comeback.
Only game one, about 4 minutes in and 10 seconds, so this is definitely, these players are showing how much they value the neutral, how much they value their position on the stage, because they're not rushing. They're not rushing at all.
And that is often the theme with a Sonic set. You got to take your time, versus him and as him.
Yeah, like many say, with Sonic, a lot of players find the matchup very, very disconcerting, only because you have to play his game. If he's off the stage, then he'll stay off the stage. If he's away from you, he'll stay away from you. But right now we see Aperture going in when he needs to and securing a stock.
Excellent stuff. Game 1 going to Aperture with a crisp offstage back air.
Tea time. And for both of these players, right, they have taken sets off EGR players in the past. They have seen a little bit of a pathway open up at the end of last season. Going into this season, a lot hasn't happened for them yet, but at the same time, we're in the middle of it. We're in month 3 of the 4th PGR season, so potentially on what they do here at Shine, they can blaze a trail for themselves for the rest of the year.
Yes, that they can. But they are going to need to be able to attend a lot of these tournaments as well, because, you know, just having that one-off performance often isn't enough. Not with the level of competition that we're seeing these days.
Yeah, so Ling elected to go to Battlefield. It is one of his known favorite stages. So he does benefit a lot from the platforms in his own landing, as well as from some of the combo and reads that he pulls off. He loves doing up smashes through the platforms. He loves being able to land on these platforms right here, because again, that down air, that's his bread and butter.
Yes. The bread and butter of many, many Peach players.
Okay, so we might be in again for a 4.5-minute game, but that's no problem because these players are playing the game. They're not playing for anyone else but themselves.
That they are. They need these Ws. They need these games. They need these sets if they want to progress, if they want to live on through the bracket.
Yes. So expert use of backer once again from Aperture. A lot of the times, Ling when he's above him or behind him, that's what he's going to opt for.
Yes.
And once he gets those grabs from rushing in, then it's all Aperture's game from there.
Aperture's ability to maintain the advantage with that back air has been super crucial in his damage dealing and getting his stocks this set so far.
Yeah, getting back to stage with Peach Bomber does confirm, but I think Aperture was just caught slipping for a second because it did connect, and it's a move that's very telegraphed. So Ling will have to be careful of using that again because it could lead into a very, very dire mistake for him.
That it could. Going deep to that back air. Excellent timing on that parasol. Like very much like that float cancel. Very elusive movement to get around that forward smash.
We got a Trump back air.
And we got a stitch face.
Ooh, the Z drop unfortunately going right above Sonic as he zips on by. Great stuff on Aperture's end. Unfortunate for Ling. But he's off the stage. Let's see if he can capitalize on this with turnips or down air. Very good on Aperture's part.
And comparative to the previous game, we had a very large lead coming out from Aperture, but this is pretty much a dead even game. Back throw, not enough to take it just yet. Deep off stage.
Incredible tracking. Aperture's courage to actually go down against a Peach, when he's a Sonic, mind you, should be commended because of all the outrageous options that Peach can take. So Aperture's definitely confident off stage, and he's showing that right now by actually going deep again.
Ooh, dropping out of that dash attack. That would have been Aperture's stock, I believe. Finally getting the spin charge down B into the neutral air. The Sonic 3 combo.
Yeah, I mean, with Sonic, one of those things that you have to just watch out for is how he's going to approach you, and whether or not with these mind games that he keeps tricking into these feints, whether or not it's going to confirm into those kills with that combo is just really hard to predict a lot of times.
And now we have a Rage Sonic, 33% on Peach. Now, Aperture is not really one to opt for that platform camping strategy that we see from some other Sonics. Wow. That was excellent.
Was beautiful only because he was able to evade the Toad, which Ling now being put on the defensive is now, there it is.
Wow.
Flipped.
That was incredible. Swift and precise coming out from Aperture. Beautiful play. He should be moving on the winner's side.
Yeah, and I want to just point out that most of that play happened on the bottom portion of the stage.